Welcome to a lunchtime conversation.
What's the deal with sleep? What is sleep?
What do you mean, what is sleep?
What the hell is it? Why do we do it?
We just shut our brain off.
You lay down and you're not there anymore.
So I did read a book that was very scientific about sleep, and they actually don't know. They're like, where in the
But everything does it.
Yeah, but they talked about like the evolutionary standpoint. Did we decide that you need to shut off for so long to be able to just like, because you don't have to.
What is the benefit as a species to fall asleep and leave yourself exposed and not able to defend?
It's not, you shouldn't do that.
It's a brain thing.
It's the opposite of what you should do.
You should always, especially from a survival of the fittest, like you should never fall asleep. So it is interesting because I don't remember exactly what the book talks about, but it was like
But if you don't sleep, you go fucking nuts.
You will die.
So did you know there are people that have a enzyme in your brain? It's very, very rare, but it can switch some type of protein to where you cannot fall asleep.
I knew a guy who claimed, and he had no reason not to. Like, I worked with him and he would tell me stories. He's like, yeah, no, I don't sleep very much. Like maybe if that at all, 1 hour a night. So, like, but I go to bed, I lay down and I try to shut off, but I never fall asleep.
So this one's different. This one is like legitimately like they cannot go to sleep and they die.
Just die.
They die. Like within 3 weeks, they're in a hospital because after 3 weeks, like your body is just so drained and it's just messes with you so much and they die a few months later. So they've actually it's a hereditary thing. And so once they're identified, they test everyone else in the family and they actually ask people like, can you adopt and not have kids to pass this on? Because this is we don't want this to get bigger. Like we don't want.
Did you sedate those people?
No, it won't even you could sedate them, but the brain I don't think recovers the same when you're sedated versus when you're. And then what do you do? You get
being asleep.
Yeah, you get sedated every single night. Like I got to imagine the anesthesia have every single night because you need it every single night. Like you're supposed to get 7 to 8 hours. No, people that say I only operate on 5, they are literally hurting themselves in the future. They're going to get Alzheimer's. They're going to get dementia. They're going to die 10, 15 years earlier than they would have.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring this one up, dude. The craziest thing, sleep has such positive benefits for you.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, it's like the most negative thing we do. It
Oh,
wastes all your time. It wastes you get nothing from it other than just waking up refreshed.
It's 1/3 of your day.
You heal your muscles, you heal your mind, you clear your brain space, you defrag your hard drive.
Yeah.
Why do we do it?
So going back to the food, taking a pill for food, it would be awesome to be able to have some sort of technology or pill or something so that we didn't have to sleep and your brain would still be able to do the things it needs to do while you sleep.
So I think it'd almost be cool to still have 8 hours of sleep, but the Black Mirror nodes that we've brought up before, what if you put those on when you fall asleep? Because there's a consciousness that takes over when you sleep. It is a weird, we don't understand it. Cause that's another thing. Scientists they don't understand dreams. Everyone has them. Your brain's still firing and it's storing memories and those types of things. But what if the black nodes, you go in there and that's your entertainment and every night for 8 hours,
they're your dreams. You get to replace your dreams with real experiences.
Dude, I would love that because what if you could learn something while you sleep?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I could learn to become a pianist, like a savant while I'm sleeping.
Yes.
That would
and
be
it
so
wouldn't
cool.
be taxing on your brain.
Right.
Because you'd be sleeping. You would be experiencing it. Because there's some dreams that you remember for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
More or less. You have real experiences. And I have some dreams that I still can kind of remember for the most part that I had when I was 8.
Yeah. I have some dreams from when I was little that I remember.
And so those nodes, if they can make it so it's just a little more visceral.
Yep.
So yeah. What's crazy too about dreams when you're sleeping is you can have fuckloads of dreams,
dude.
And I've had my alarm went off and I'm like, oh fuck, 10 minutes.
Snooze.
And then I have an entire dream. In 10 minutes, I have an entire lifetime of dream.
Yeah.
Yes. The time. So time dilation is really weird when it comes to dreams because same, I've had it to where like I took a nap and it was a timed nap. So I was like, okay, I'm going to set my alarm clock for a half hour. And I lay there for probably 5-10 minutes, finally fall asleep and wake up. But I swear on everything, my dream was like days and weeks long. And I wake up and I'm like, how does that happen?
How is that something every human experiences and not a single person knows what the hell it is?
I know, it's wild. Like, well, even when you do the snooze and the snooze is like 2 minutes and you're like, okay, I'll get up. Like I snoozed it. I'm about to roll over and I'm going to get up. And then those 2 minutes pass, but you've already had 3 more dreams.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I got to get up. This is wild.
Why?
It's the wildest thing.
Why do we even dream at all? Like why? Because like you're saying, there's a consciousness when you fall asleep that no one understands. Why does that even have to be a thing?
Well, and you can know that you're dreaming too. Like you can be conscious.
True.
In your dream.
Have you guys ever had lucid dreams?
I've had
No.
mild lucid dreams.
I've had those situations where you're like awake in the brain, but your body's asleep. So you're trying to wake up, but you're like, I can't move. What's going on? I can't move.
That sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
So I've had lucid dreams, and it's interesting how quick I am to question my reality. So like in the lucid dream, I'm like, well, I'm going to go do something bad, whether it's like go steal a car, rob a bank, go hook up with a girl. And then like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait, what if this isn't a dream? And so but in the dream, like I'm questioning my reality. I'm like, well, what if this is real? And so then I think about it and then it's so weird. So I've had a lot of dreams and there's been a couple of them where I'm like, no, dude, this is a dream because this is not real. And then like something crazy happens and I don't remember what I did, but I did go try to do something crazy, steal a car or ride a dirt bike off a crazy jump or something like that.
I would love to have lucid dreams. I've heard you can kind of induce them and there's ways you can make
practice.
them, make them more visceral or whatever.
I know. Do you want to know one of the techniques? As I've heard, as you're falling asleep, you're supposed to say like, I'm conscious, I'm conscious, I'm conscious. Like you say that a bunch of times. And then like, so that's like you say that a bunch and then you say, help me remember my dreams. Help me remember. So you're like programming your brain, like you're saying it a whole bunch of times.
To remember that.
So I'm conscious to help you realize you're in your conscious state. And then also say, help me remember my dreams. And eventually, if you're doing that every night, eventually one night your brain's going to start to pick up on that and it's going to like log the I'm conscious. And when you're in the unconscious dream state, you'll start to pick it up and be like, oh, this isn't the conscious state. And so that's kind of how you
journaling too. Journaling, as soon as you wake up, you journal everything that you experienced that night. Then
because you're helping
See,
with
that's
the memories.
The other crazy thing. You have these crazy lucid dreams. Like that was so scary, so vivid, so horrific. 5 minutes later from waking up, you're like, what happened? You forget it immediately.
Because I think that goes part of the reason why you go to sleep, to get rid of memories, to clear out the brain. Part of that is the dream. So like you wake up, you're like, what the fuck? And your brain's still in the process of like, no, we don't need those memories. Like get rid of that shit.
It's like still dumping.
Yeah, like it's just like just deleting it as you're like thinking about it, and it's just like, oh wait, I don't remember literally anything that happened. Like sometimes I'll wake up. I had a dream the other night, and in the dream I was like, this is the craziest movie shit I've ever I was directing a movie like in my head. Like it was, I was acting in it. It was awesome. And I wake up and I was like, is that a good idea? Like was that an awesome movie? And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, like you immediately forget.
So you already forgot the movie?
Yeah, and I was like, wait, what was the plot line? Oh, fuck. And then I only remember like one thing, like the one thing of the entire experience. And it was a long, more or less cohesive like story.
That you remembered as soon as you woke up.
As soon as I woke up. Yes, so that was awesome. And then it would now I have like one snippet of the dream.
It's interesting how the emotions are so visceral. There's times, so I'm married and I've had dreams when I wake up that my wife cheated on me in like a bad way too, like in a way that was very demeaning. Like
it affects you when you wake up.
When I wake up,
it's not real.
I'm frustrated, and I know it is not real. I know my wife did not cheat on me, but she'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'll be like, "This is gonna sound weird, but I need a minute." And she's like, "What?" But she's done the same thing. Like she's done the same thing. Where like, "Hey, like." I'm really mad at you from the dream I had last night. So give me a second because I still have those emotions. But it's weird how like it physically changes your emotions. Like, oh, it's so crazy.
I've woken up crying before from the dream. And I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
you know, and it takes a second to like.
I've had
hey,
dreams where
you
like
don't need to be sad, like that didn't happen.
I've had dreams where like my kids have died in my dreams, like in really horrific ways, and I wake up completely emotional. And even though as soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh, thank God that's not real.
Yeah.
Why am I crying? Why am I this still upset over this? And so that's what I was going to bring up is how physically you can be affected by dreams. The other night I had one. This is kind of what sparked it. Is I fell asleep, and it usually happens as soon as I fall asleep. Within that first like 10 minutes, where I'm still like kind of conscious, but not. I remember opening my eyes, and it's pitch black in my room. I don't sleep with any lights or anything. And my wife had hung a jacket on the back of the door, and I remember looking at it, but I'm like half asleep, and it was something in my face. And as I'm getting conscious, because I'm getting scareder and scareder that something's in my face, it's backing up. So I'm like, oh, now something's trying to get away from me. And I'm still asleep. I fully jump out of bed halfway and kick the shit out of it. And Ashley's awake. She's like reading a book or something or whatever on her Kindle. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I swear to God, something was just in my face. And then I'm like, oh, wait, never mind. It was just the jacket. And I went back to sleep in 3 seconds. Dude, but
your emotions didn't last too long on that one.
No, but like it affected me physically to where like my physical body that's asleep was like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
I got to jump at this thing.
Or you get those ones where like whatever's happening in your dream, you just fucking jolt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Those falling dreams.
Yeah. And then and then you wake up, you're like, oh, okay. And then you go right back.
Here's something that's weird too. You see it in movies a lot where like there's a guy that falls asleep and then he's dreaming about making out with the girl, and then he wakes up and there's a dog licking his face.
Yeah, right.
But those have happened. Like I've had dreams where like in my dream, it's a war dream. I don't remember the specifics, but I remember in the dream, someone's shaking me to wake up. They're like, it's a war. And they're like, Trevin, we need to get out of here. And they're shaking me.
And it's your wife
and I wake up
you?
and it is my kid trying to wake me up. And so your unconscious state knew what was going on in the outside world enough to tie those two together. Because why am I having a dream about someone shaking me when there's someone in the physical world that's shaking me?
The interesting thing is you didn't know that was going to happen.
That's what I mean.
But your dream has
linked it together.
Tons of context to the reason why you're getting shaken right now.
And it knows that I'm being someone's touching my shoulder, someone's shaking me.
Yep.
And that's and that's where it's weird.
Well, I fall asleep with the TV on fairly often, and watching like a Twitch streamer or something play games, and I'll be dreaming about this. Like I will almost be watching them playing in my dreams because I'm listening to them like narrate and the sounds of the game and stuff. And so I'll wake up and I'll be like, what the fuck? Like I was dreaming, but I felt like I was watching them the whole time because I was just dreaming about watching them.
Yeah. Dreams are weird.
What have you ever had the dreams where you're like, something's happening in your dream, your alarm goes off, and it, like you were saying, Trevin, it syncs up with your dream to where like you wake up in your dream or whatever, or like your dream ends, like it's the finalized version of your dream, and you wake up and you're like, oh, it ended so perfectly timed with my alarm. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Or the alarm, is in your dream. And so I've had dreams where my alarm is literally going off, and in my dream, my alarm is going off, and in my dream, I shut it off. and so I ignore it now. So now I don't hear the alarm anymore, even though it's still going off.
That's crazy.
Because I shut it off in the dream.
You shut your brain off to like just null it out.
Yeah.
I think I have done that too. Because there's been times my wife will wake me up and be like, your alarm. And I'm like, I shut it. Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so dream. I'm trying to think of the other one that I've had. I have had an inception dream. I remember I was dreaming I woke up and I was like, oh, that was a dream. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm still dreaming. And then I woke up.
How are you not awake right now going, is this a dream?
I feel really real right now. But that's what was weird. It wasn't even when I woke up in the dream, it wasn't long till I woke up.
Trevin, wake up. Wake up.
Wake up, Trevin. Trevin, wake up.
Wake up.
Shut off the alarm. I'm okay. But that's what was weird, is the dream was a very vivid dream, whatever. But when I woke up in the dream, it was very short, where I was like, I'm still asleep though. And I just woke up from my dream, and then it was wild.
And then you woke up.
And then I woke up and I was like, I just did Inception. I had a dream inside of a dream.
There is a weird feeling where you're having a very visceral dream, and then it just starts to unravel. Like visceral dreams, you can see, you can feel, you can smell. It's just so visceral. And then all of a sudden things start getting darker.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the background goes away, and then it's just like you and one person in a black room, and then they go away and you can't see them anymore, but you can hear them.
Yep.
And you can talk to them, and then that goes away and you can't talk anymore. And like the way it just breaks down.
I think that's how most dreams probably actually are, is they're like just a mismatch of just different things happening, brain receptors firing and yada, yada, yada. And then your brain somehow links those together and you're like, oh, that was a movie in my head. But it really wasn't a movie in your head. It was like 300 different things that had happened. You're like, that would happen at the same time.
Yep. Or maybe like you're watching, it's almost as if like you're experiencing the removal of memories, the cleaning of your hard drive. And so as it's going, you know, into the...
You're watching it go into the recycling bin.
And you're just watching it go in and you're like, whoa, this is a great movie.
Before it deletes into
Dude, is
the
that what
bin.
happens when you die? You just watch the whole life do that?
Maybe, yeah.
That is some of the, I've heard some, you know how they say you watch your life flash before your eyes?
Yeah.
Is your brain is like shutting down for the final time, like you do, like it's just cycling through memories. So that's why it's like you go through like backwards through time and see everything. Like, and it actually makes sense. Like if you're dying from like I'm trying to think of something like say you're drowning, like there's obviously a point you run out of oxygen and your brain just starts to slowly shut down. It's not like it just gets cut off. And as it shuts down, like your brain starts to fire through memories and then it just runs out of oxygen and then you're done. So that does make sense where it's like, yep, it flashed before my eyes.
I saw things and experiences that I've had. I felt them again.
Yep.
Here's the worst part about dreaming and sleeping. You ever fall asleep and your bladder gets full and then you start dreaming and in your dream you go take a piss and then you piss your pants?
I never actually pissed my pants, but I've woken up in the morning and just going, oh, okay, thank God.
I've had dreams that I've had dreams I've peed my pants and then woke up and haven't.
As a kid, I have peed my pants because of dreams. Not as an adult. I can say I haven't done that, but I have done what you've done, Brayden and Trevin. Just like, oh, did I pee my pants? Oh,
Yes.
shit. Like it was that real.
Yeah.
Like I've got
I am dreaming about unzipping my fly at the urinal and then relieving myself.
And it feels good in your
awesome
dream.
in the dream. And then I realize I'm dreaming. Holy shit, wake up. Make sure you're not pissing yourself. And then you wake up, you're like, oh no, you're fine. And then you go back to sleep. I don't even get out of bed to like actually go to the bathroom. I just, it'll wait.
my pee my pants was actually, remember the fuzzy toilet seat covers? Have you ever had a house?
Oh yeah.
The on the lid? Not
on the
lid.
lid.
The seat, right?
Yeah, the lid
Yeah.
that had the fuzzy toilet seat thing. So when I was little,
Those were some weird times.
I went in and I was so out of it, and then just I peed on that because I didn't even like lift the lid. And I asked,
soaked it all
and
up.
I remember like I woke up like halfway through peeing, like I was conscious enough to, but I just wasn't even paying attention. And I asked my parents about it a long time later, and I was like, "Do you remember when I was little and I peed on this?" And they're like, "You must have never told us because we never caught it." And so who knows how long that pee was just drenched before it finally just.
What about like wet dreams? Like that's another crazy thing is your brain is so strong that it can tell your physical body to do some stuff like that, and you're not even aware. Like you're not getting sexually aroused. You're not.
You obviously are.
Well, you are, but like you're not doing anything, right? Like you're
true. Yeah, you're not like masturbating yourself.
But
Like it literally just
comes out, and you're like, what? In the
yeah. Wet dreams are wild.
That's how powerful the brain is. But while it's turned off, it's doing that. What can it do when it's turned on?
There's some people that can do that stuff while awake and not touching themselves. They can make themselves finish.
Really?
With their mind, yeah.
That is wild.
That's just kind of crazy.
Sounds like some wild country stuff. Did you ever see that Netflix thing where
Wild Country?
There's like some yogi guy that brings everyone to Oregon and then they try to take over the town.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And like I thought there was some like he was doing like some weird chakra sex things with the girls or something. That's what it reminded me of.
Thanks for listening today. We hope that you take this back to your friends and your family and have these same conversations. We're streaming on all major podcast platforms, so go check us out every Monday morning.